Welcome back to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff, but we keeps it a buck. And today we're gonna be talking about the NBA playoffs. We're gonna be talking about the first round. The first round isn't complete yet. We still got a couple of game sevens to get through, but we're just gonna kind of run through the games and we made predictions. We're gonna talk about where we were right and where we were wrong. Um, so let's get to it, man. Let's got the crew in the building. Got my brother Stan. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, could be better, but I'm doing good, man.
We also
Doing
got
good,
Kurt in the
man.
building. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I know what it is when I put the hood on, man. Be putting the hood on, man. I ain't really too excited about this one, man. I'm on my Sanders shit today. I'm on my Sanders shit today, man.
All right. Well, look, man. Let's go to the East first. Let's just talk about some of the stuff that happened in the East. I don't think there's much to say about the Cavaliers and the Heat. I mean, anything you guys want to say on that one? I mean, it was kind of was what it was. Kurt, I'll start with you. Anything you want to say on that one?
Um, the Heat got some serious, some serious thinking to do in the offseason. Are they going to move forward with Tyler and Bam? I know they Kentucky guys, and Pat love Kentucky guys, but if they're going to move forward with Bam and Hero, they're going to have to change some things in order um to like facilitate their greatness because they just Tyler Hero he tries, Bam Adebayo disappears. You need a Jimmy Butler type guy that's going to mix and match in between those guys. They don't have that, and Pat Riley got to come up out the chuck, man. The new generation, treating these guys like it's 1970.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
you dudes had to run hills. You know what I'm saying? These guys could drink an energy shake and get everything y'all got from running that hill. So I think Pat gonna have to come down a little bit, but it's just what I expected. But Miami Heat have some serious concerns going forward. Shout out the Cleveland Cavaliers; they look good.
Absolutely. I mean, man, what I was because I once for me, man, once the series goes 3-0, I typically don't watch. I'm usually good at that point. So I remember when game 4 was on, I just looked at the phone, I saw the score, like, yo, is that real? Like is that the actual score? I thought maybe it was glitches. I actually have had times when I go to like Google and look up a score, it'll glitch, it'll say a weird number. So I saw like, was that legit? Is that the real score? So them going out like that was definitely weird. It's definitely not what you expect from Miami. But now I want to put a pin on them going after Giannis till we get to the Giannis conversations. I have heard their name brought up in that. Stan, anything you want to add about that series?
Not much, man. You get your ass kicked like that in an elimination game. It's not great. I don't know where that franchise goes from here at this point. They traded their best player in the offseason. I mean, they traded Jimmy Butler during the season. Hero and Bam just aren't good enough to be cornerstones of any franchise. And they just went out like a bunch of suckers, man. You get beat by 50 points in an elimination game. That's embarrassing. They had no fight. Spoelstra's a hell of a coach, but they don't have much there, and I don't know what the hell they would trade for Giannis. They have nothing. And you trade for
Yeah,
Giannis, and Giannis is in the same position in Miami that he would be in Milwaukee. And I'm saying, well, we'll talk about Milwaukee when we get to it, but Miami is in the danger zone that you don't want to be in the NBA, where you're good enough just to be in the play-in, but you're not good enough to make any noise once you get to it. So they're in a bad spot. The Cavs looked awesome in the series,
they
and that
did.
Cavs Pacers series is going to be a fucking
Yeah,
bloodbath.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna get to that for sure. Um, what about So okay, I think we all predicted a Cavs sweep, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I think we all predicted a sweep on that one. I think I'll double
Yeah,
check with Kirk when he comes back in, but I think we all predicted a sweep on that one. So,
yeah,
um,
we did.
no, yeah, no real surprise there. Um, let's talk about the Knicks and the Pistons series just wrapped up. Um, good series. I think
Hmm.
I was dead wrong on this one because I predicted it was going to go 7, and I thought it was going to be one of those home series where a home team wins every game. That didn't happen. Um, I guess we got to talk about. the foul that wasn't called. Like, what was your thoughts on that one, Stan? Like, I mean, that was a big game. That was a huge game because that's the difference in the series being what 2-2 and 3-1, right?
Yeah, the Pistons win that game. They going up in the series, and
Right.
Detroit could have won that series if like 3 or 4 things went their way. They would have won the series.
Yeah.
Like that's and I wasn't surprised by that because I thought the Pistons were going to give New York a really tough series because they're a really good team. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed watching them most of the season, and they really pushed the Knicks. They beat them up. They were physical with them. It just at the end of the day, they had no answers for Brunson.
Yeah.
And when Brunson goes up a level like that, they're gonna be tough. But the Knicks, I thought they were going to be in a war with Detroit because Detroit is one of those physical teams that beat you up and they're physical. They got big bodies and they can match the bodies the Knicks have, and they did, and they pushed them. And like I said, a couple things go their way. The Pistons might have won the series. Like they were
Yeah.
only down 3 in Game 6 and had a shot,
Mhm.
had the ball with a chance to tie the game and turn it
They
over.
did.
They lost by 1 in game 4, so they had their chance to win that series, and they could have won if things went their way. But the Knicks were lucky to escape, and it was basically Brunson going to another level. I don't know what Brunson has left with the ankle situation and the injury situation. They're going to need him 100% or 100% when they play the Celtics. We'll talk about it, but I think I know where I'm going with that one. I just don't see it. The Knicks against a team like Boston. They barely got by the Pistons. Like I said, they needed a lot of help to get by the Pistons.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kirk, what did you think about the foul call that wasn't called? Like, because I mean, like I was just telling Stan, like that was a crucial part of the series. That's the difference between 2-2 and 3-1. So I'm just curious, what was your thoughts on that?
This what I feel like when I don't see it, when I get those no calls like that and things like that. It's like it happens. It happens, man. Like I know one play can change the momentum, but there was there were they, those guys had plenty of opportunities to win the series, to win other games, to have other winning situations in the series. Now, a no call, of course, it does change everything. Like I said, well, it didn't change everything, but it did swing like the mindset, right? But I just feel like Detroit, the same thing I said about Houston, same thing I said about OKC, they got to get their ass bust.
Mm.
It gotta happen. Like very few people, very few players and teams bypass like Golden State. They got their ass bust 1 year with Mark Jackson. Next year they
Mhm.
was winning championships
Yeah.
with Steve Kerr. I
Yeah.
mean, it happens like that sometimes. But you have those Jordans, those LeBrons, where it's going to take 6 or 7 years for those guys to reach that, and that's where Detroit was. But I will say this, bro. That no call, that no call, this particular no call actually dictated like a game. So I feel like it was big and huge, but at the same time, man, it didn't make or break the series, is what I'm saying. There was other opportunities for Detroit. Like they had leads in fourth quarters. Like it's always
Yeah,
the Knicks on
right. You're
some.
right.
The Knicks, they got the knack for the drama, yo. I hate the Knicks in the play. They had the drama shit. They got the drama this year. Like just win a game, nigga. God damn. But I'm proud of Detroit though. I really am, bro. Because where they were last year, and to see where they are now, like they're like Houston. They're like OKC. Young teams got to get their ass bust. You know what I'm saying? They got to lose. They got the pieces. They finally showed that they got the pieces. Now they just got to put it together consistently. As far as the Knicks moving forward, like they got the Celtics next. I mean, they had a good season. You know, they had a good season. They had the Celtics.
Hold on, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah,
there.
yeah.
We'll get there. So yeah. So we next we got to talk about Orlando and the Boston series, guys. We got to talk about that series, don't we? We gotta have a conversation about that. I think. I remember you was eating your chicken. And you said we was food. You know what I'm saying? We was gonna be
No,
food in the
that was
series.
Milwaukee.
No,
It
you
was
did it for
Milwaukee.
no, you did it for us too. You did it for us too. I remember it well.
Oh
You
yeah,
said
I
the
put the
same thing
whole
about
box
us.
of chicken up. I did
Yeah,
put the whole
yeah.
box of chicken.
You know what? And you know what? It was a 5-game series, so I guess we was food, but that food sure gave them indigestion, man. You know what I'm
It
saying?
did.
That's what it was. You know, look, I told y'all we was gonna fight, you know, and that's what we did. We came out and we fought them every single game. You know, it wasn't really till game 5 when things got out of control. You know, after and that was a close game in the third quarter. But then when Paolo got his fifth foul because he got elbowed in the face and they called the fifth foul on Paolo. That's what you know. And once he went out, they Boston went on their run. But I'm not blaming the refs, but that was ridiculous. But it is what it is. We fought. I mean, we had a game. I think the first half they didn't hit a single 3-point shot. Like I told y'all, we guarded three. Like they wasn't gonna bomb threes on us like that. So I think this series was great for Boston because it's almost like when boxers train and they train where they have like weights on their hands and they like throwing punches. So now once you take them weights off, the punches is gonna flow better. So like us, we was the weights on their hands. And now that they don't have to deal with that defense no more, they gonna look like themselves in the next series for sure. Your thoughts, Kurt?
I feel like you use boxing, but it's like you kind of used it, and I would use it in a different way. Let's say that it's called a tune-up fight. Y'all know what a tune-up fight is? It's like I'm gotta fight Stan, who's the man, but let me get Reggie first to get my bearings back, to get back in the game. You know what I mean? Like I'm not ready for Stan yet because I'm stepping up in the weight class, so I'm not ready for 154 yet. So let me fight a lesser guy at 154 to get my feet together. Then I'll go fight the champ. Then I'll go fight the contenders. This was the tune-up round. Y'all did fight though. Y'all did fight. Y'all fought a lot better than I expected. Moving forward though, bro, like I told you, if this team had Bradley Beal, you know what I mean? Like just one guy that you can ISO and get 20 to 25 a night from, they would probably be top 3 in the East. Y'all literally have depth. Y'all have size. Y'all have athleticism. Y'all have skill. The one thing y'all don't have is one consistent perimeter score. Some nights Jalen will score. Some nights Cole will score. I don't know where KCP was at all year. Hey Matt, when y'all find KCP, let me know where he was at. Because if I ever want to get away from the cops, I'm gonna go where he was, because he was just couldn't find him all year. So y'all fought hard. It was a very hard fought 5-game, a very entertaining 5-game series too. At that, but y'all just didn't have enough. Y'all need a score, man. Y'all need 20 points per game from a player that you don't have to run offense for. Like one of those guys, a Devin Booker type, maybe a Cade Cunningham type. Like you could just put that guy right there, 15 feet from the basket, 20 feet from the basket, spread it out, maybe from the top of the key, give him a pick, let him work. That it really showed that y'all didn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a great series though.
Yeah. So Stan, what's your thoughts?
Man, that was Boston. Boston thought so much of you guys. Thought so much of y'all that they basically sat Drew Holiday for the series. That tells you right there how they basically they just say, you know what, Drew, you rest up for the series. We don't need you for Orlando. Orlando did beat them up, and they were very physical with them for the series, and they gave them a little bit of a fight. It wasn't just like Miami laying down and spreading them for them. They really fought. They made them work, and it's probably good for Boston. Probably good for them, but Orlando's issues this offseason and what they need to look at is clearly we gotta get some shooting. They gotta get some shooting. They gotta guys surrounded with Wagner and Paolo, because those two guys, Paolo in particular, he answered the call for the series. So I
Yes.
don't want to hear nobody say nothing about Paolo. That
Yeah.
motherfucker answered the call, and he was as good as any Celtic in the series. He doesn't have any help. He doesn't have anybody around him.
Yeah, he did have a tough game 4 and 5, but yeah, the first couple games he was phenomenal. And
Yeah, he was exceptional.
yeah, and we definitely need shooting. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the offseason because a lot of the players on our team are under contract. It's not like we have a lot of like free agents. Like a lot of these guys are under contract, so really to change the team is going to have to happen through trade. I think like Gary Harris, I think he's gone. I think Corey Joseph, he gave us some decent minutes, but he'll be gone. So a couple guys like that, but we don't have a lot of like free agents. So like a lot of it is going to happen to trade. And so the question is, if are we going to trade away the defense to bring in offense, right? So then we're not going to be as good defensively. You know what I mean? If you trade away Jonathan Isaac, we're not going to be as good defensively. If you trade away Wendell Carter, guys like that. Yeah, exactly. We're not going to be as good defensively. So that's going to be the question they're going to have to answer is, do we want to do that? Do we want to trade the defense for offense? I'll tell you this, right? Because I think that there's going to be a lot of discussion about trades. And there's going to be three guys who I think going into the offseason are going to be the guys that everybody's going to be talking about. And we're going to get to it. But Giannis, Kevin Durant, Trae Young. I think those three guys are going to be the ones everyone's going to be talking about. I think there is a realistic trade for Kevin Durant. Whether they want to go that direction or not, I think there is a trade that they could look at for Kevin Durant. What it's going to come down to is if the Suns are looking for for a massive package for Kevin Durant. If they're looking for a package that's going to give them like 3 first-round picks, I'm not interested in that. I'm not trading away a 2029 first-round pick for Kevin Durant, who I'm really going to get for like 2 years. Maybe. The reason why I think Kevin Durant is an interesting idea for Orlando is simply because of his age. Because Paolo is about to get the max. That's going to happen. So I kind of look at it like when it's time for Kevin Durant to kind of fade off is the time when Paolo's contract will fade in. So I think for the short term, I think there's a package deal we could do for him, but it comes down to Phoenix. What's your thoughts on that?
I think when you say Giannis, Trae Young, and KD, I don't like KD coming to Orlando unless you're going to get rid of Franz Wagner or Paolo Banchero to bring him in. Why would you bring KD in to essentially like him and Franz have basically? I'm not comparing Franz Wagner to Kevin Durant. Okay, let's not do that. I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is you're going to get that same 6'10", 6'11", 3/4, small forward / stretch 4 that's perimeter oriented. I think you have a better chance if you keep Jalen Suggs, if you keep Jonathan Isaac, if you keep Wendell Carter, and you keep Paolo, and you replace Franz with Kevin Durant. Like you have to have a. That's the only way Orlando. That's the only way it makes sense is if you're gonna plug KD where Franz is, because it's not gonna make sense to have Paolo, Franz, and Kevin Durant. You're gonna have big dumb people out there. Don't know all these big tall people. Don't nobody really want to play make besides Paolo. You see what I'm saying? Like so.
That's fair. I
That's
think
what I'm saying. Like you don't want two of the same.
But I do think. See, I think that Franz isn't as perimeter oriented now as he was when he came in. For whatever reason, his jump shot has kind of fallen off the cliff a bit. So if you watch him a lot in that series, he was more driving. Well, his mid range was good, but he was more driving and having them crazy finishes in the lane. So I don't necessarily think that he is as perimeter oriented as a lot of people think. And I think that when you look at the league now, there's not a lot of like 2 guards who are like slashers to the point where like if you put Franz at the 2, then he's going to get exploited. Franz is actually a very good defender as himself, so you can move him to the 2.
He's gonna get cooked. He's gonna get cooked at the 2.
Who's
bro.
cooking him? Who's going to cook
Bro,
him?
he's not chasing Desmond Baines off screens. He's not going to chase Desmond Baines off screens all night.
Yes, he can.
Not taking Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
He's got the size for it. Why wouldn't he? If we played the Wolves right now and Franz got switched out on him, like, all right, let's go. You saw him get switched out on Tatum all the time. I said, let's go. The thing that the Magic did in this series that New York is not going to be able to do is when Boston's offense runs a lot of like exploitation offense where they're going to keep screening until they get the matchup they want. And when they played us, we was like, all right, take it. You want the one-on-one with Tatum and Wendell? Go ahead. Have it. You want the one-on-one with Jaylen Brown on Franz? Cool. Have it. Do what you do. New York's not going to be able to do that, which we're going to get to.
No, they're not.
But I'm just saying,
they're not.
I think Trey. What I'm saying is, I think Trae Young would make more sense for y'all than anybody. I know you don't want Trae Young. I know you don't.
That contract is frightening. Yeah, that contract is frightening.
But it makes the most sense. If you put Giannis on the floor, you like why would you put? It's like when remember Toronto they had Pascal Siakam and Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like that is what y'all about to do if y'all get Giannis. That is what y'all about to do.
Not Giannis, KD.
If you get Giannis, right? Like when you say Giannis, KD, and Trae Young was the 3 big names, right?
That's the 3 big names. I'm not saying go after Young. I'm saying go after KD. I'm saying there's an opportunity for a Kevin Durant trade. Is what I'm saying.
I think a Trae Young trade would make more sense because he shores up more than one need. You need somebody else to take the ball out of Paulo. It's hard to watch your power forward legitly be your point guard. I'm sorry. He's the only. What's up, Tish? Paulo Banchero is the best playmaker on your team. He's the best playmaker on your team, right? You slide Jalen Suggs. You got Jalen Suggs at the 2, who can match up on the Ja Morants and all of those for you every night. He could do the Klay Thompson for your Steph Curry. I'm gonna play Kyrie Irving. I'm gonna play. That you got Jalen Suggs for that, and you get a shooter that can make for others. I think Trae Young to Orlando makes more sense than KD to Orlando.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but the contract, like the reason why I think KD makes sense is because it's a contract we got to pay for the next. Like I think he's a free agent this year. Then I figure after that you get him to like one of them one-on-ones, and then he's probably gone at that point. When then we got to pay Paolo. So to me, KD coming in would fix a lot of the problems offensively. His presence alone fixes a lot of the problems offensively. I hear what you're saying about a lot of like tall people. It may look weird, but I just think that our 6'10" guys are a little different than what you would expect. Because again, if you watch that series, man, we didn't have a problem even when Paolo coming out of Duke. He wasn't looked at as a defensive monster at all. But he's improved since being on this team because there was multiple times where Tatum was matched up one-on-one, and we was like, all right, go ahead. Tatum got the best of him a few times, of course. He's elite. But it wasn't like he was just like frying him. He was taking contested shots. So,
but what I'm saying though, Reg, is okay. When Kevin Durant got the ball, everybody else becomes spot-up shooters. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem with him being in Orlando. Everybody else, it works in Golden State because you have nothing but spot-up shooters. You have guys doing this and doing that. Okay.
Tish says Trae Young to Orlando might be a real problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tish, like exactly. It makes sense. It makes basketball sense.
But Trae Young can run motion. You can run.
Does it make basketball sense? Does it make basketball sense?
It makes a lot of basketball sense.
Why you say no?
I'm not a Trae Young fan. Trae Young is not a winning player to me. He's not you get this guy and you can build a contending team around. He's not a winning player, man. I don't know how much. I mean, he went.
Yeah.
Dog, that was 2 years. That was, what was it, 3 years ago? And that only happened because Ben Simmons had a fucking meltdown and hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, well, that's not Trae Young's fault.
That's not his fault.
No, it's not Trae Young's fault. No, it's not. No, it's not his fault. But I'm saying I don't think Trae Young is a winning player. I think he's he's good for Atlanta because he's somewhat of a star, and the Hawks fans like him. But they ain't won jack shit with him as their best player. They had that one run to the Eastern Conference Finals. That one run. They've done nothing since then. He's not a winning player. I would not bring him in. I
Hey,
just
Stan, do me
wouldn't
a
because I
favor.
don't.
Do me one favor, Stan. Do me one favor. Name one legit player in Atlanta that's outside of Trae Young.
Okay, I understand that part. And they did trade.
Okay.
They traded Hunter for no fucking reason this year. They drafted that kid for last year, and he's actually was pretty good for them. And they
Read the
had
stuff.
Yeah, he's
Murray.
been solid.
Yeah, he was pretty decent. They had Murray, and they fucking traded him because it didn't work with him and
Good
Trey.
work. Yeah.
I just don't think Trey is a winning player. That's my opinion. I just don't think he's a. I think he's in the same boat as
Dyson
guys like
Daniels.
LaMelo Ball. Like, yeah, Dyson Daniels is good. He was what did he win? Most improved player
Most
this year.
improved player. He deserved it too.
Yeah, Dyson Daniels is good. That's another guy that the Pelicans just gave up on for no fucking reason at all. Like, why the fuck did he have to be in that trade? Like, why did you have to put Dyson Daniels in that trade with the Murray trade? No fucking idea why. It's just these fucking teams, man, don't make no sense on that they do.
Right,
But I'm just not a Trae Young guy.
Definitely makes basketball sense. Orlando is on the offensive end. Trey is creating one of the best passes. Yeah, I think it makes basketball sense. I don't think it makes
this the thing, Reggie. This is why you really want Trae Young. Because once you get past like Steph Curry, you get past Kevin Durant, you get past LeBron, all the OGs, okay? Trae Young might be I might want Trae Young to take the shot before anybody else.
Yeah.
5 seconds left, down by 2. I might want the ball in Trae Young's hands before any of them other niggas, bro. Outside the OG, outside like Steph Curry's an OG, LeBron, outside the OG. I'm not going to be stupid to say I'd rather give him the ball than Kawhi in the clutch. I'm talking about outside the OGs, like that generation. But yeah, man, I think Trae Young, that's actually the trade that they need. That's actually the trade that they need. Like, I think with Trae Young's passing ability, his shooting, and look, y'all got so much defense y'all can afford.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to give a little pushback. Trae being a willing player. If you watch this season, he's been making more effort at playing winning basketball. He has. He
just don't have no winning basketball team, bro. I'm sorry, bro. He does it. Like,
right.
Shout out to Dyson Daniels.
Yeah, I love Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's move on. I don't want to turn this to the Orlando Magic part. We can do that, though. We can do a separate video. We'll just talk Orlando Magic. I know if y'all want to participate in something. Yeah.
Not really, man. Not really. Not interested.
The boys in blue are coming, man. You better hear the sirens. We coming. It's going to be next year.
They've been coming since 1990.
Well, you know what? We had a couple of pit stops. We've been in the finals. Hey, man, a lot of franchises can't say
that's true.
Their team has been in the finals twice in their lifetime. We've been there twice. So, all right, let's move on. So this one, Kurt, I'm gonna give you your flowers, man. The Pacers and the Bucks. You said it was gonna be food, and you were dead on accurate. I pretty much saw from the first game, like, man, this damn Kurt gonna be dead right on this one, man. Oh my goodness. But Kurt, man, what happened? When you watched that series, what did you see?
Yo, this is what I was saying about Indiana. They've been my dark horse all year, yo. Indiana has a lot. They have a lot. And when those guys come to play every night, like, they have size, they have speed, they have athleticism, they have skill, they have good coaching. They seem to want to play against each other. Tyrese Halliburton is one of the best decision makers in the game. Like, Indiana is a scary team because if they come to play every night, they could be real. I know Boston and Cleveland looks like they clear cut better than everybody else in the East, but an Indiana team that's coming to play is as good as both of those teams. That's why I was like, bro, they about to saute the Bucks, bro. Hey, you remember that episode of Fresh Prince when Hillary was doing the flambe and she burnt the house down. Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah.
They flambe them niggas, man. She just having fun. Flambe. And Uncle Phil came down to a burnt down house. They flambe them niggas, man. That's really what happened, bro. This was so. I knew it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be like a sled. Like with Jay-Z say, we kill you motherfucking ants with a sledgehammer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, and that's really what it was, man. 2 a.m. Make sure you get your wings from 2 a.m., bro.
I'm gonna look him up actually.
Because them niggas was food.
All right, Stan, what's your thoughts, man?
Not much. I mean, just the Bucks were disappointing, super disappointing. Just the way they got dominated, and I don't know where. I mean, I know the question obviously about them is going to be what's going on. What are they going to do with their roster? What's going on with Giannis? What's going to happen? Dame's going to be out for a year and some change. I don't see him playing at all next year. So I was impressed by the Pacers, though. Real impressed by Indiana. Like,
all right. Tish says Doc lost the Bucks that series. Everyone was telling him his starting lineup was an issue. Doc had no answers for that offense. I'm not putting this one on Doc, but they just wasn't good enough. They wasn't good enough. They just wasn't. Doc
realized within the first couple of games that Kyle Kuzma was just a dud, and he wasn't going to give him anything. So he didn't play him.
Yeah,
they didn't have anybody else. You know, it's like they didn't have it. They just didn't have. They didn't have the horses, and I just feel like that team's time is now. It's done. That team is done. And what they do at this point is they don't have any draft picks, so they can't really tank because they have 0 draft picks that they're in control of. They have no control of their first round pick till I think 2030.
It's awful. It's just terrible.
And there's years where they just don't have a pick at all. Like they don't have a pick. They don't have a pick at all. And in the years they do have a pick, it's swaps and controlled by other teams.
Oh.
And
it's just terrible.
It's not a great it's not a great situation. They don't have the money to improve the team. They don't have the draft capital to do anything. And they got these 2 guys that they're paying a lot of money to. One guy who won't be playing probably for a year. And the other guy, I mean, Giannis put up like a 30, 20, and 7 or something like that in that elimination game, and they still lost. It's just not enough. And at some point, he's going to have a come to Jesus meeting with himself and say, what do I want to do with the rest of my career? I'm getting and also he has to look at it like, you know what? Fuck it. I won a title. I won a title with the Bucks. I did what I came here to do. So at this point, why the fuck do I need to stay here and go through this shit? So he's going to have that conversation with himself and his agents and his handlers and whoever. And I'm pretty sure it's going to get to a point where he's going to come up to the management and say, it's time for a change. It's just trying to move me along and, you know, just talk to the agents and accommodate my trade requests. And I don't know. Just that team, it was a mess. And like I said, Kuzma was in particular. Kuzma hasn't played a meaningful basketball game since the fucking bubble. So, I mean, he just was terrible. He was terrible. And they just missed. Dame was nowhere near the same guy when he came back before the Achilles injury. And it sucks. Guy like that worked his ass off to get.
This was definitely on Doc. If you watch all
Yo, I don't know why he keep getting jobs, bro. I'm sorry. I don't like to dump on black brothers. I don't know why Doc Rivers keep getting jobs, bro. Why does he keep getting jobs, bro? Why does he keep getting jobs? Why does he keep getting jobs, bro? Damn, bro. I'm tired of seeing him, bro. I'm tired of seeing him, bro.
Well, this is probably the end of the road for Doc, I think, in NBA coaching.
Let me tell you what the Bucks got going for him, though. Let me tell you what the Bucks got going for him. I'm sorry. Y'all remember that old song? I think it's the Winans Brothers. They used to sing it. It's time to make a change. We are the people. It's time for them to do it, bro. Listen, you ain't got no draft capital. Put Giannis on the market. Listen, you're not. Listen, I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy.
I'm seeing.
Hold on, Milwaukee Bucks.
Hold on, Kurt. Let me respond to Tish real quick. And she said, you have to keep in mind Doc's track history. Look at his record. Are you saying he's not a factor? I'm not saying he's not a factor. I'm saying I don't see they wasn't good enough. Like I can't put this on Doc. There's been plenty other seasons where I do, but like they wasn't good enough. And from game one, I saw like when this damn Kirk was right, man.
Nah, they was they didn't have enough. Hey Tish, I agree with you, Tish. Doc, I can't explain why Doc keep getting jobs, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about white privilege. Like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know why this man keep getting jobs, dog. For real, bro. He got black privilege. They might think he white or something.
Oh
You feel me? Listen, he is a terrible coach, bro. He's a terrible coach. Yo, Adrian Griffin had them boys firing on all cylinders. Soon as Doc Rivers got there, shit started looking crazy. What I'm saying is, they don't have if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you don't have no money. You don't have no draft picks. You have to really look at yourself in the mirror and say, are we better off with trading Giannis for 2 young players and 3 or 4 fucking future draft picks, and then trading Dame Lillard for another player and a couple draft picks, bro? And listen, they can OKC right now. With Giannis and Dame, they can OKC if they smart. They literally can say, you can have KD, you can have Russ, you can have James Harden, you can have all of these guys. We're going to take these picks and get the guys that we choose that we want and build this from the ground up. They traded for Shea, right? They traded for Shea, but I just feel like if they really looking in the mirror and saying we can win with this team as constructed, they stupid, okay? Then now you got to say we can't win with this team. How can we facilitate Damian and Giannis? You don't have the capital. You don't have the resources to do it. Dame is not a big enough star at this point the way as though you could trade him and bring back enough to build around Giannis. Dame ain't about to carry the team no more. So you have to get rid of them both. I would trade Giannis to Houston right now. I would trade Giannis to Houston right now with Twin Thompson, Shea Goon, Cam Whitmore, and a draft pick. That's realistic. That's realistic.
One second. I'm going to highlight since she's had a couple in here real quick. I want to come back to that. She's still saying Doc was hired because he's golf buddies, which yeah. So Doc put himself in rules and policies. And then said the Bucks GM didn't want to hire Doc. He was overruled by the owner. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. There's something going on here as far as why you say.
Gotta be, bro. Gotta be.
I think this is the end. I think this is the end of the road, though. I don't think we will see Doc around anymore. You got to think that where we think the Bucks are probably gonna have to go, they're gonna have to mutually part ways to really get this down. Okay. So I agree with you. I do think they need to trade Giannis. They have to, because there's no way out of this. I mean, you bring Giannis back, and I mean, what are you with that team? Because Dame is going to be gone, obviously, next year. And I mean, even when he comes back, he's old. If we're being real, I don't really know what to really say about why. But even since Dame has been in Milwaukee, he just don't look like the same player. He just hasn't looked like the same guy he was in Portland. So,
he was good with Adrian Griffin, though.
He was good, but he still didn't look like the same player, man. Something didn't quite mesh together with that team to me. Just the way he didn't like the same guy. And now he's going to be older, coming off with Achilles. Like, you can't imagine he's going to be anything close to that. And that contract is still going to be just chomping away at you. So to be quite honest with you, I think Dame is untradeable, honestly. I think that he's going to be there.
Don't look up Dame's numbers. Don't look up his contract. It's not happening.
It's not happening. You're not trading him.
I don't see it. I don't see a trade for him, especially considering the fact that he's not going to be playing hoops probably for a year. He's not going to be playing for a year.
Even when he comes back, he's not going to be anything close to the same.
So this is what you do. You're not going to be playing this year. This is what you do. This is what you do. You buy him out.
I don't think you can do that, can you?
Yeah, they can buy him out.
Go look at that nigga's contract, man.
I'm about to pull it up right now.
That extension just kicked in, man. That's not happening.
They said before the injury, Dame would have been on the trading block. This trade was a failure. It was. It was a failure. It didn't work.
This didn't work. Sometimes this shit just don't work. It just don't work. You know what I'm saying? And you do things, and the Bucks have mortgaged their future over and over. And they traded away Drew Holiday. They let guys leave. They went all in on Dame, and it just didn't fucking work. And you just have to acknowledge that and clean it up the best way you can. But I just don't see a pathway for them because, again, who's trading for Dame Lillard with his cap number and the fact he's got an Achilles injury that's going to keep him out for a year, and he's that age at 34, 35, man.
So Dame's contract this past year he made $48 million. Next year we're looking at $58 million, and then in 2026, 2027. Now it's a player option now. It's a player option. So he doesn't have to take this. It's 63 million. That's a player option though. He doesn't have to take it.
I'm gonna go on a hunch and say he's gonna exercise that. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. I don't know much, but I know that. Like, he's going to be exercising that.
This question: do you believe Spo, Daka, Kenny Atkins will be able to get the Bucks out of the first round? I don't. To be honest, I don't think so.
Not that roster. It don't matter.
That roster is not good enough. It's not good.
You could have Phil Jackson coach that team. It just wouldn't have mattered. This is not enough team. There's not enough talent there. And the injuries, the talent, it's just not there.
Yeah, they didn't have it.
But I will say this. Udoa, that offense he runs, it caters to a Dame Lillard. It caters to a Kyle Kuzma. It caters to certain type of players. And we all seen Buddy Hield in Sacramento. Then we seen him in New Orleans, right? But then we seen him in Golden State where he could just run free. Right? Remember I was telling you about Buddy Hield. And Buddy Hield, he had a good season last year, you know what I mean? But offenses, the way offenses is ran, man, listen, Doc, that whole slow it down, I just dissed you. You gotta slow it down, I just dissed you type offense. Like he just wanna be tough. Like he want his point guard to be Rondo. But your point guard is Dame. He has no bag for Dame. Has no bag. Like, get the ball out of his hands, let him run off the screen or something. Like, no, you got Dame at the top with a pick and roll. If you can't shoot it, Dame, just throw it to Giannis. Like, you got to be more than that in the NBA, yo. Like JJ Redick. Listen, JJ Redick, yo. We lost. Oh, we'll get to that. I'll wait for JJ Redick later.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, I agree with Tish. That does have at least 50% of this. But at the same time, Tish, the Pacers just had too much, man. They had too much, man. Too much, man.
All right.
But so you got to trade Giannis. I'm calling OKC right now. And I'm saying I like Jaden Daniels. I like Chet Holmgren. I like certain players on your team. I'm calling the Houston Rockets. And I'm saying, look, I like Twin Thompson. I like Cam Whitmore. I'm calling these teams with young talent. And I'm saying, you know what? Look, I like what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have draft capital, if you don't have money, if you don't have like young pieces for the future, you have to get it through Giannis. Look, y'all invested in this man. So if it ain't working, at least let me trade him and get a return on my investment. Fair. It's fair.
I hate to do it, but I agree with you. I just don't know. Like, it feels weird to like
to say it, right?
Because like prior to this, Luka Doncic thing, we don't see stars get traded without asking to be traded. But in this situation, man, I think you do call Giannis and say, look, man, like.
We'll prepare package deal for you and Thanasis.
All right, because we gotta get moving, man. We a little behind schedule here. Let's real quick make predictions on because the East we actually do know the next round. So we got Cavs, Pacers. What do you guys think? I'm gonna take the Cavs. I think the Cavs are just too good on both sides of the ball. too much size, man. I got the Cavs. I think it'll be a solid series, but I'm gonna say Cavs in 6. Man.
It's gonna be a fun series. I would say Cavs in 7. It's gonna be a really good series. The Pacers are really fucking good. Like they way better than I expected. They really just beat the shit out of the Bucks. It wasn't even close, and they're gonna give them a hell of a series. They're gonna give them a hell of a series. I'm thinking 7 games, but I think the Cavs are just too fucking good. And anybody just saying it's going to be Boston, this march to Boston and OKC, Cleveland gonna have something to say about it. They are good. Both sides of the ball, deep roster, can play more than 5 guys. JJ. Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a series. I'm taking the Cavs in 7.
Okay. Just says Cavs in 6.
Pacers in 6.
Whoa.
Pacers in 6.
Whoa.
Pacers in 6. And I'm going to tell you why. Bro, they're good enough to win two games in Cleveland. They're good enough to win 2 games in Cleveland, and they are very tough to beat at home. So I told you this is my dark horse, man. This is my dark horse, man. Like maybe 7, 6 or 7, but I'm going with the Pacers. I'm pulling the upset special. I think Tyrese Halliburton, the size, physicality is going to be tough for Garland or Donovan Mitchell to guard him, which means you're going to probably have to make some type of adjustments anyway. And when you play against the Pacers, you really can't afford to make adjustments, man. They got a lot. And I know they got to be on their A game in order for this to happen, but I'm expecting them to be on their A game, bro. I think they believe they can beat Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? I think they believe they can. And I'm going with the upset. I'm going with the Pacers, man. I've been riding with them. They've been my dark horse. I ain't going to hop off the bandwagon now, man. I'm going with the Pacers, man.
I'm not mad at it, man. The Pacers are good.
Not
the
at all.
Pacers are really good.
Yeah,
I just
really
think the Cavs, and again, maybe this is just because I just watched them just squash an ant with a sledgehammer against the Heat. Maybe that's a big part of why I'm thinking it. But I don't know. They're just so good, man, on both sides of the ball, man. They got a closer because Donovan Mitchell has been closing the door this year, like in the.
Yes, he has.
I don't know what the statistics say, man, but every time I watch, when the game is close in the last 3-4 minutes, man, he just closes the door. And I just think he's going to do that in this series. I think there's going to be a lot of good games in this series, but I'm taking the Cavs, man. But hey, it's going to be a good series. I'm looking forward to it for sure. Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a series.
Yo, Boston. I think we all saying Boston, right?
Yeah. And honestly, I'm going to be real with y'all, yo. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's even going to be a good series, if I'm being real.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't think it's going to be a good series. Like, Cavs are a more physical team. They're going to bully just about every position except the point.
Yeah, but
yeah, probably.
They are definitely more physical.
Yeah.
But how can I say this? The Pacers are physical enough that it's going to take more than physicality to swing in their favor. I think the Pacers are peaking at the right time too. And you remember, I always talk about the Knicks, the Sprewell Knicks, the 8th seed. The boys wasn't the 8th seed, man. Allen Houston, Patrick Ewing, and all them boys with Charles Sprewell, they just started peaking at the right time.
They're not going to be able to punk the Cavs like they did.
I don't think they're trying to punk the Cavs. I don't think they're going to. They did punk the shit out their butts, though. It really was fried chicken. I'm just going Pacers, but I think the Celtics. I think that's dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, dude. I don't think it's gonna be a good series, man. If I'm being honest with you, I don't. I think this is gonna be a slaughter, man. I just think that like the Celtics are gonna look like the Celtics again in this series. Like I don't know because I've heard people say that like Jaylen Brown just doesn't look right. That maybe the knee is the problem. I don't think that's the problem. I know he has a knee issue, but I don't think that's. I think the problem was the Magic's defense was just crazy. I just don't think that it's weird because the Knicks have some solid defensive players. They just haven't been that great defensively this year. I don't quite understand why that is. But man, they gonna look like themselves, man.
You know it's the big problem. You know it's the biggest problem. This is the biggest problem for the Knicks and Celtics. Big Cat is gonna be on Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And you see how we know what Big Cat looks like, and we know what Jaden Tatum looks like, right? Big Cat is going to be matched up with Jason Tatum, and he's going to shoot more threes than post-ups.
Yeah.
He going to have that little ass 6'7", 6'8" nigga on him, and he's going to be shooting threes.
Yeah. I mean, he can make them now. I mean, that's not, Cat's going to be a problem. But just like
he's not. Boston, I don't think he is.
Boston plays that hunt style. Boston winning in 5. The Knicks have nothing for Boston. I honestly, I'm with.
That's why I'm leaning to.
I'm with 5. I'm leaning forward, bro.
I think it's such a squash. It's such a squash. I think Boston win it in 3.
It's just Boston plays
the third game. They're just gonna say, "Go home, yo. Just go home."
They play that style of just hunting for mismatch, man, and they got quite a few of them they can go after. I think they're gonna put Brunson. They're gonna put Brunson in a whole lot of actions. I love Brunson, but they're gonna put him in a lot of actions to attack him. They're gonna put Karl Anthony Towns in a whole lot of actions and attack, man. It's just, I just don't think the Knicks have enough defensively to actually to not have to constantly help, and that's going to lead to the shooters, man. It's going to be raining threes in the series, man. And I'm going with the sweep, man. I think it's going to be a sweep. I got Boston in 4, man. I just think that it's just a bad matchup. I don't see it, man. I hope I'm wrong. I want 2 good series, man. But I think it's a sweep. They just don't.
No,
enough, man. I mean,
Celtics in 5, man. It's just I don't see it. The Knicks have been terrible against any good teams this year. We know what their record is against the Celtics and the Cavs and the Thunder this year. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I don't think you're going to get the brooms out, but
oh man.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a sweep, but 5 games probably gonna be a gentleman's sweep. I just don't see. I don't see it with the Knicks. Again, they're just too dependent upon those 5 guys.
I agree. All right. Anything else I want to say? We can move to the West.
Yeah, let's move to the West, I think.
Okay. All right. I don't think there's much to say about the Thunder and the Grizzlies. The Thunder are just they're the cream of the crop. They're the best team. Yeah. Anything you guys want to add to that? I mean,
no.
Kurt, you mute it. Kurt, you mute it.
I really feel bad for the Grizzlies, dog. I really feel bad for them, bro. Like, when you look at that team, bro, they was right there, yo. Remember we was talking about the Kings not too long ago?
Yeah.
But even more so, I mean, they got rid of the coach. Ja Morant can't stop fucking around with guns and gun gestures. Jaren Jackson Jr. stayed hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, Desmond Bain had one of the best seasons of his career, and he disappeared. It's like, the Memphis Grizzlies are a prime example of when the patients run the madhouse. They had no leadership to get them boys in line. They had no leadership with all of that talent. They had nobody that could tell them boys to sit down. Like for instance, all that stuff they would have been doing, they wouldn't have been doing it if they had a guy like Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett on their team. You know what I'm saying? They had a guy like Kobe, because they them veterans, they be in your ear. Bro, go to bed. It's nothing good for you past 3:00 at night. Yo, go to bed, get your rest, yo. You know what I mean? You gotta eat right, you gotta take care. They had no leadership in the locker room. They had no leadership in the front office. It was just a bunch of talented guys that was drafted, man. And no, we're gonna have to talk about the Grizzlies. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Ja can't stay out of trouble. Y'all got a max player that don't deserve your max contract because of his behavior. And then he didn't really have.
I don't think Ja's gonna be on the team next year.
You don't think he's gonna be there next year?
I don't think Ja's gonna be on the team next year.
Where is he gonna go? Like, who's gonna want that? You know, on the court, it's beautiful, the highlights and but then his game hasn't really like gotten better either, though, right? It's like his game has been the same for like the last 2 or 3 years.
He's not even the same player that he was 2-3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not even the same player. He's just not.
And then you got Jaren Jackson Jr., who I absolutely love, but he can't put 10 games together, bro. That man can't play 400 consistent minutes.
For one thing, he can't stay out of foul trouble. It was the same way when he was at Michigan State. Like, he still hasn't got that together. Like, I don't understand why he can't stay out of foul trouble. Like, it's been crazy. Tish said the Grizzlies got too cocky and too big for their britches.
Yeah, basically.
Remember when Josh said we good in the
West? We good in the West.
that feels like a lifetime ago.
They was really good in the West at that time, though. They really was, though. That's the sad part. Hey, Tish, that's the sad part. Yeah. They really was one of them ones in the West at that time. And to see these guys, like, play in and shit like that, like, wow, with that type of talent, it's in trouble, bro. It's leadership. Yeah. Leadership. They have no leadership.
Yeah.
Yo, you give Pat Riley that team, you give Pat Riley that same exact team, they probably been already made the final. Because Pat Riley don't play that shit.
Yeah. All right, let's because I mean, like, it's funny. OKC is so good. I don't even know what to say, honestly. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to say. They're just so damn good on every aspect of the game. It was like insane. Like, they got everything.
Good.
They got everything. They got every matchup. Yeah. They got every kind of lineup. They got everything, man. Like, I don't know what else to say about them, honestly. Like,
too deep, too good, too talented on both sides of the ball. Too many guys that can throw at your best players.
They're gonna be well coached.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep moving to the Lakers and the Timberwolves. So this was a series that my two counterparts here, big Laker fans, and they weren't even sweating this series. They was pretty much saying this was going to be a wrap. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie. My prediction was also that the Lakers would win the series in 6. However, I did say that I think that y'all were going to sweat more in this series than you thought you were going to sweat, because I felt like the size of the Timberwolves is going to be a problem. I guess it was more of a problem than even I expected, though. Watching that, especially that closeout game, man, it was like, watching Rudy Gobert, I was sitting there thinking like, yo, this must have been what it was like to watch like Moses Malone back in the day. That's what I was thinking when I was watching the game, because he was just rebounding everything, just dunking it back in. Like, y'all couldn't get a single rebound. It was like, man, this must have been like Moses Malone, Wilt Chamberlain, man. That's what this shit must have been like, man. So I'll start with Stan on this one, man. Like, what's your takeaways from the series, and where you go from here, stuff like that?
You know what? Everything that I feared is what happened.
Yeah.
The rebounding problem. Like, look, I didn't know that Rudy Gobert was going to turn into fucking Bill Russell, man. That one just kind of just. I wasn't expecting that one. This nigga turned into Bill Russell. He got every rebound, every one. We couldn't get not one of them, especially in the end. We just couldn't get. We couldn't get a rebound. No rebounds, no defense, no perimeter defense. Anthony Edwards did what the fuck he wanted to do. We had no answers for it. We couldn't stop him. We couldn't stop Randall. It just was. JJ was exposed as a coach, and he had a really good season. JJ Redick had a really good season as a coach. Amazing season, and how he turned that Laker offense around. But he got exposed in this playoff series because he just could not figure out counteract what Minnesota was doing. And then he basically just said, fuck it, I'm only playing these 6 guys. The Lakers were worn out by game 5. By the fourth quarter, they had nothing. Doncic was walking around like fucking like George Jefferson, the way his back was hurting. He couldn't move. LeBron sprained his MCL in the game. So after the game, he had to be carried out of the arena. So LeBron was just taking 3-pointers throughout the whole series. He wasn't even attacking the rim. He couldn't. And that's how I knew that he knew we weren't winning the series. He wasn't attacking. LeBron in the playoffs is not going to settle for a bunch of 3-pointers. You know, we've watched LeBron for 2 fucking decades. He's not going to just take shots. He'd take 3-pointers and settle for 3. He wasn't attacking the basket because he knew there was nothing there. He knew he tried to attack that basket. It was Gobert. There was Gobert. There was Randall, and there was McDaniels. Those guys. There's too much size. We didn't have enough size.
Tish says Ant-Man, Batman, Superman, the Lakers at 5. That was Shannon Sharp, man. He had a lot of problems going on besides the Lakers.
Yeah, I think Shannon Sharp need to keep instead of coming with rhymes, he better come with a way to keep his money. But
talk about winning in 5, man. You might be doing 5. You know what I'm saying?
All right, go ahead, Stan. Finish your point, man.
But it's just the team. The Lakers were flawed from the jump. The size was a problem. The Mark Williams trade being rescinded was the blow for them. If they had made that, and again, I'm not saying that Mark Williams would have made the fucking difference, like he was suggesting on Twitter. Like, I'm like, dude, please, you play for fucking Charlotte. I don't want to hear from you. Come on now, that's pumping
you
brakes.
Barely play for Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he tweeted some emoji doing this. I was like, dude, please, you play for Charlotte, man. Whatever. Doncic was not in shape. Was out of shape. He needs to get on a treadmill today. He needs somebody. I don't care who it is. Him and LeBron need to go out for a couple of months. No Chick-fil-A, no sweet teas, no beers, no cigarettes, and get his ass in shape because he was out of shape and it showed, especially in that series, because he was out of gas. Just not enough depth, no perimeter defense. So the Lakers are going to have to, and JJ's going to have to realize I'm not the smartest fucking guy in the room all the time. And he didn't handle things well as you would expect, as you would want your coach to handle things. And he got exposed in this series by Finch and the Wolves. They beat us up, man. They beat our asses. We had no answers. And I don't know what they go. I really don't know what they do from here because, again, when you're paying 2 guys what you're paying them, it's hard to surround them with talent. And you've got 2 max guys. I mean, LeBron. We're going to have to go to song and dance with LeBron pretty much in every offseason until he retires. Maybe he might play and whatever. I don't give a shit. At this point, Luka's here. I don't care what LeBron does. We have to figure out how to build around Luka. And rebounding, size. I just don't understand why JJ didn't play Jackson Hayes more. I know Jackson Hayes isn't that good, but at least he had some size. And he still didn't play him, man. Didn't play him. I don't know why he didn't play Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent played in the finals. Played big minutes for the Heat. Why wasn't he playing? Why are we just playing a fucking starting 5? And he ran him into the fucking ground. It's the same bullshit Thibodeau is going to do with those Knicks guys. Those starting 5, it's just running guys into the ground that by the time you get to the later rounds of the playoffs, you ain't got nothing left. Even if we had won that game, we were fucked because LeBron wasn't going to be able to play. LeBron would have been done for the playoffs. I don't know. I don't know where they go from here, but they weren't good enough. Simple and plain. The Wolves were great. Edwards was amazing. We weren't good enough. So you say a thing, do your piece, Kirk, man.
Kirk, before you go, Fred, I got a couple of chats from Tish here. Said Lakers have too many excuses now that they lost, and then she come back with listen to all these excuses, but y'all picked them to win before the series. Fuck sneak distance, first person shooter. I love it.
Damn, Tish, I thought we was cool, yo. Damn, I thought we was family. Damn.
I don't have nothing to add on that one. She's dead ass right,
Yeah,
man. That's all I can say.
we have no response for that one, Tish. You're absolutely correct.
They-
Yeah, because non-existent defense.
I was about to say that Luka was stuck still, like he got concrete on his feet in defense. We gotta do something. We in trouble, yo, because neither one of them are secured. Like technically speaking, Luka could go somewhere else in the offseason if he chooses to. So
Yeah, he's got a year left. He's got a year left on his deal.
that's what I'm saying. Like, after. I'm sorry, after,
Okay.
you know what I mean. We got it coming up, is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
no defense, bro. This is one of the saddest days as a Laker for me because I can say Rudy Gobert dominated us. Like that's sad. I feel bad. Like that's like us not even making I feel like them Lonzo years. Remember, Stan, you like me. Remember we were saying like, yo, Lonzo gonna be nice, and we got D'Angelo Russell coming, and then we got Brandon Ingram.
Yeah,
We gonna be nice.
I tried to talk myself in
I
that.
feel like those years, like I'm hurt. Like I'm deeply offended by the fact that Rudy Gobert dominated us, bro. We had no big man. Luka can't play no defense. AR-15 turned into fucking Where's Waldo. He showed his true fucking colors. Like, bro, like I don't even know where he was. Did anybody see him? You know what I'm saying? Like
I expected more from Reeves in the series.
Rui Hachimura, yo. This is what I will say.
He balled
Motherfucker
out.
played hard as shit, but you just can't expect that nigga to get rebounds over a nigga to 7-2. The man out there fighting his hardest. He out there fighting his hardest, and everybody's like, we can't get a rebound. Blame the nigga for get the rebound. He out there fighting. He boxing out and all that. The man could just put his arm up and get a rebound over top of him. Okay, that's the Lakers' problem. Now it's time for me to be a man. Shout out to Minnesota because they just wanted it more. Jay Daniels, Julius Randle. I mean, I was watching Anthony Edwards just bully LeBron. He was just pushing him on defense, put his hands all on him, bumping him.
Yeah.
Damn. And then before the series, Bronny said, remember that it was a picture. Bronny said, I miss the beach. And Ant said, don't worry, I'm gonna send you and your father there. Like he put it in the Twitter. And he actually did that.
Damn, I didn't know about that. Damn, really?
Yeah, Bronny had a picture of him on the beach. He was like, damn, I missed the beach. And Ant tweeted underneath, don't worry, I'm gonna send you and your father there.
Wow.
And this was like 3 or 4 days before the playoffs started. You see what I'm saying? Anthony
Edwards has been doing too much. Yeah, Edwards has been doing a little too much stuff, and I'm not particularly caring for some of the stuff he's been doing. But again, that's Edwards. That's Ant.
I love it though. I love it.
Ant taking too much of a victory lap right now, but
Yo, but what I'm saying is he just beat Brown. He deserved to take, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kingslayer. People gotta understand. They was the 6th seed, dog.
Jamie Lannister, man. Kingslayer.
They was the 6th seed, bro. We was the 3rd seed.
Y'all think comments JJ made towards Luka? What did he say? What did he say?
Luka, she talked about like his defense. He was saying low.
He said the condition. Yeah, he just said the team needs to be in better condition. Yeah, that's it. And obviously, when you hear the word conditioning and him saying that, you're looking more so at Luka. But that whole team was gassed by Game 5.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about conditioning. You play the whole team the whole second half. Man. I'm exactly. You all think it's gonna get tired. I mean, come on.
You played a 40-year-old man over 40 minutes, and you paid another guy who was walking around with a back injury, who already ain't like in pristine conditioning.
I think the Minnesota Timberwolves get the biggest issue. The biggest part of the blame goes to Minnesota, Tish. Yeah, like they were just better than us this series.
They were better.
Yes, we had. Yes, because I don't like giving excuses. You know what I mean? Like No, Luka didn't play defense. No, we couldn't get a rebound. JJ Redick is excellent at X's and O's, but he has to learn lineup adjustments. LeBron is 40. All that shit sound like bullshit excuses to me, even though they are facts. You know, there are solid, credible opinions. But at the end of the day, I blame the Timberwolves. The motherfuckers came to play. They executed when we didn't. Anthony Edwards was the best player in the series. Rudy Gobert actually earned that $150 million contract. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna place the blame, the bulk of the blame, like the majority of the blame. Yes, we could blame Luka. Yes, we could blame JJ. Yes, we could blame. Man, we could blame the motherfuckers for putting Bronny on the motherfucking team early in the offseason instead of getting a young big to develop. Like, it's a lot of shit we can say. But the big reason that we lost is that Minnesota came to play.
Yeah.
Facts. That's just what it is.
Yeah, that's it. They beat us up. They had a game plan. They beat us up, and now Pelinka's got to figure this shit out. That's it. You know, figure out something. Get some size in there.
Yeah.
JJ said he said guys need to come in season in shape. So I guess it's one of them indirect shots where he could be dissing anybody, but most people look at it like he's dissing.
Like it's Luka. Yeah.
I think the craziest thing is the fact that they won games where Ant didn't even play well. Like Ant didn't even play well, and they still gave it to y'all. They just had the better team, like y'all said.
Thanks, man.
LeBron will be 41 next season.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, get that money to Luka and spend the rest of it on building around Luka. We need to go get him some big men. Bro, everybody can shoot threes. Everybody, listen. We signed Luka long term to wrap him up so we know what we got. We trade. Listen, Austin Reeves got to go. Right? Before the world find out that he's just a regular season player, he has to go. You trade Austin Reeves. Listen, you trade Austin Reeves and you give Dalton Connect. You get rid of all of the niggas that wanted Dalton Connect gone. You get rid of LeBron. You get rid of Anthony Davis. You get rid of Austin Reeves. Now you say Dalton Connect. We're gonna start fresh with you. And let him be, because Dalton Connect was that man in the early season. I don't know what the fuck happened. You got to give him another chance. Right, and you bring back, listen, or you sign and trade with LeBron. That way he can go, because he might want to go to Cleveland, right? But they ain't got the money to get LeBron. He might want to go to the Houston Rockets, but they ain't got the money to get LeBron, so you sign and trade him. Great. But I'm moving forward with Luka. I'm putting defenders on the floor, and I'm getting guys that know how to play off of him. Straight up.
Okay, since you want to trade Austin Reeves, I went on a trade machine. Austin Reeves for Wendell Carter Jr. and Goga Bitadze. What's up?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
I tried.
Thank you.
You said you want to trade him, so I found a trade for you.
I give you listen. I'll give you Austin Reeves for Jonathan Isaac and a first round pick.
I would probably do that. Actually. I would probably do that.
Because Jonathan Isaac,
what you talking about?
What first round pick though? Because we got two. You want our pick, or do you want the pick we got from Denver? The higher one.
I want the swap. Whichever one is the better pick. I want the swap. Whichever one is the better pick.
I would probably do that.
Because niggas getting drafted, the 27th pick be nice now, bro. Everybody nice coming out the draft. It's a lot of talent. And so if I can get a versatile defender, right?
Only thing is with Jonathan Isaac, hold on, Kurt. You sure you would do that trick? Jonathan Isaac, as good as he is defensively, he can't stay healthy, man.
Yeah, I'm not trading Austin Reeves, man. First of all, let me shut this shit down. I'm not trading Austin Reeves, man. No.
Where was he at? Austin Waldo. Waldo Reed. That's his name. Waldo Reed.
He didn't have the best series that he didn't have the series I was hoping he was going to have. I'm not going to sit here and tell you no lie, but I'm not fucking trading him. I would trade LeBron before I did that. And LeBron is, again, like I said, LeBron, we're going to have to play this game with LeBron every fucking year because he has a player option every year. So we're going to have to play this game again with LeBron. And I'm over it because I got Luka Doncic now. I don't need LeBron at this point. Like, at this point, this is Luka's team, and we have to build around Luka. We got to get him a big man like he had in Dallas when he had Gafford and Lively. We had that with Mark Williams, and whatever the fuck happened with the Mark Williams trade, I don't know. But we got to get a big man for him, for Luka. It ain't Jackson Hayes. Sorry. And we got to get some perimeter defenders.
So
Somebody who can defend the fucking perimeter. Somebody that can pick up guys like Edwards. You know, just
so LeBron has a player option. Is that what it is?
LeBron has a player option, I think. He's got a player option every year, basically.
Yeah, looks like that's what it is.
Signs. Yeah, he's signing 1-1, so he's got a player option.
I wonder how much the player option is. See if I can find it.
It's like $52 million, I think.
Good God, are you serious?
Yeah, that shit's like $52 million. You know? I had the Hoops Heights joint up on my tablet while we was doing this. I was looking at the Hoops Heights shit. I think it's like $52 million.
Yo say, hey, y'all remember? Yo say LeBron, we keep singing the same song with LeBron. Y'all remember that 702 song? I don't really wanna go. But I really wanna. Can we get it together? LeBron, you need to get that shit together, nigga.
Instead of finding me, I was finding Reeves.
Finding Reeves, Waldo Reeves, man.
Yeah, LeBron.
He was on TV talking about something. Is he the best? Is Austin Reeves as good as any second option in the league? They talking all type of crazy stuff about this man. He just disappeared. Like, yo, I don't even want to play this game.
Yeah, $52 million player option for LeBron. So,
which he will I would imagine. I have no idea what's going to happen with LeBron. You just don't know. LeBron, he had his classic passive aggressive comments in the post game, which I didn't like. I really hate when he does that shit. It's so fucking corny. I hate when he does that. It's the one thing about LeBron I do not like, that passive aggressive shit. Where he's like, yeah, man, AD said what we needed and he's gone. And I was like, yo, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Yeah, we knew that trading AD for Luka, you do that 1,000,000 times. You do that 1,000 times out of 1,000 times. You do that every fucking time. It was the Mark Williams deal that fell through.
Yeah.
That screwed us because that would have given us what we needed. That rebounding presence, size presence. We wouldn't have to play fucking LeBron at center or play fucking Rui Hachimura at center. We wouldn't have to do that. And Luka would have had the big guy that he likes to have that can pick and roll out and catch lobs and rebound his misses and all that shit that he had in Dallas. That's what we missed. Jackson Hayes just wasn't that guy. They tried, but then JJ didn't fucking play him in the playoffs.
Yeah. She cooking off the Reeves right now.
She frying him. Reeves was lost in space.
I mean,
he had a bad series.
He didn't have a great series, but he's a great player. I think he's a great player. He's a great player at a good price.
Right.
So I'm not gonna dump on him, but he didn't have a great series. I don't think I'm saying something controversial. He wasn't great.
Anything else to add? You guys want to move on?
No, just move on, man. Move on.
Yeah, we move on, man. I'm done with that shit.
Look, Reggie happy. He happy as shit right now.
Hey, what I got to be happy about, man? My team is home too. I ain't got nothing to be happy about. You know what I'm saying?
He was mad when we got Luka. You know he want to see us cry, man.
I was furious. I was furious because I don't believe y'all deserved it. Like it's not like y'all had a valuable package that trade for Luka. Like he demanded to be traded or something. Like they just gave him to him. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, I was pissed. Like call me. I got a package for Luka Doncic. Call me. Why you just gonna give him the Lakers? Give me a call.
Yeah, it ain't. Hey yo, it ain't like yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it ain't like we could just walk away like the Magic let Shaq.
What that got to do with it? Why are you bringing that up for? What's that got to do with it? What does that have to do with what I'm talking about? That's got nothing to do with it.
No, it ain't got nothing to do. I just want to send a magic shot at you. I'm sorry, Reggie. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You having too much fun with the Lakers right now, yo. You having too much fun with us, yo.
Everybody having fun, man.
Right now.
Yeah, we are morning. Hey, Tish, who your favorite team? It better not be the Hornets.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Who you ride with? Don't be sending shots at the Lakers.
It's all good, man. Again, it's all good.
I think our favorite team is the Raptors.
All right, so we got a couple series here that are still ongoing. Nuggets and the Clippers, and of course Rockets and the Warriors. Just responded. She said the Bucks. The Bucks are
the Bucks. No wonder she was shitting on Doc. No wonder she was mad at Doc.
All right. So yeah, Nuggets, Clippers, Rockets, Warriors. I predicted Nuggets in 6. I believe Kurt, you said the same thing, and I think Stan said Clippers in 6.
Clippers,
so we're all wrong in terms of the number. But are we sticking with our guns? Stan, are you sticking with Clippers? They're taking in Game 7?
I am. I think the Clippers are a better team, and they're deeper, they're better, and I think they're hungrier. They want it. They want it bad. They should have won a couple of games in the series. Again, that one game, the fucking Gordon tip dunk at the buzzer. That was just pure fucking luck. Pure luck. But the Clippers, I just think that I think they're a better team. I think they match up well with them. They've got better weapons. It's just a matter of what Jokic does. Because Jokic has just been out of his mind in this series. Just out of his fucking mind. Not just with his play, but his demeanor. He's just been fucking a maniac out there. Screaming at guys. Jokic coaches the team apparently too. If you notice, if you watch the Nuggets, Jokic is the one making the calls. He's the one putting guys in position, telling guys. Like I think it was one play where I think like they had an inbounding play. He motioned to the bench for Jordan to come in, and DeAndre comes out there and he puts him in the position that he wanted him to be in. So Jokic's he's a player coach. I think he's like Bill Russell. He's like the player coach on that team. Like he's just. He's like Bill Russell, man. He's just out of his fucking mind. Like he's an amazing player, and the numbers he's putting up is just out of this fucking world. But that team, I just don't think it's good enough. They haven't gotten a whole lot from Michael Porter. It's just been a lot of Westbrook, and for whatever reason, in the clutch moments, in the most important moments of the game, the ball seems to find its way into Westbrook's hands. I don't know. It just seems to find their way into Westbrook's hands, and it's just like, oh man. But Jokic is always going to make the best basketball play, even if it is passing it to a wide open Westbrook. He's just going to make his computer brain is just going to say, this is the best basketball play. If Westbrook is on the court, he's got a Nuggets uniform on, he's on my team, and he's open, I'm passing the ball. That's how he plays. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter that Michael Porter is giving him nothing in the series. It doesn't matter that Westbrook has been a disaster in clutch time. If they're on the court and they have a Nuggets uniform on, he's going to get the ball to the guy that's open. He's just been amazing, but that team I don't think is good enough. And unless Murray pulls out a vintage Jamal Murray performance, I think the Clippers going to get him in Game 7.
Tish says Clippers might just take it. Nah, we don't do Mike's here, Tish. Who's winning Game 7? And I'm going with who I think is going to win Game 7 is the Nuggets. And the Nuggets are going to win Game 7 because of what you just said the last time you said Jamal Murray. I think Jamal Murray's about to be Joe Flacco in the AFC Championship game. That's about to happen. He's going to go crazy. I think he's going to go crazy in Game 7, and I got the Nuggets. Nuggets are at home. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with the Nuggets. Kurt, what you got?
I'm sticking with the Nuggets. What I'm about to say, all y'all been sleeping on, ain't nobody say this. But I'm gonna say it. When I say this, it's probably gonna make Stan change his mind. I will never trust James Harden in a game 7.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
I will never trust James Harden in a game 7.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that part of it, yeah. Because he wasn't
And
that great in
then,
last.
hey yo, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Zubac because yo, Joker been cooking him, but that motherfucker is fighting. I just want to give him some respect. Yo, he is fighting Joker every turn, bro. It's just Joker too much. But I will never trust James Harden. This might be one of them games where you're gonna have to get 42 minutes out of Kawhi, which is not gonna happen. Okay. He got to time manage even in the playoffs.
Mhm.
The Clippers got too many question marks. The Denver Nuggets, they all done been there. They done been there together. It's different between people that's been there and people that been there together. I think the chemistry, Jamal Murray in a big game, Mr. Big Game. I don't know where he been at. He due for one, right? Mr. Big Game. And then I don't trust James Harden in the game 7. So I'm going with the Nuggets.
Tish has a couple ones here. If the Nuggets are first round exit, will the trade Jokic talk like they do with Giannis?
No. How?
So
No.
So no, I don't think it will. But she does bring up an interesting point though, because like, what exactly is the difference? Because you take a look at the Nuggets team, are we kind of in a similar thing where it just doesn't seem like they have the money to really put a great team around Jokic?
No, but they have.
don't.
The thing is. Hold up. This is the thing about the Nuggets. Bro, all they got to do is be healthy. That's it. That's all they got to do is be healthy, bro.
Are they unhealthy right now?
Well, Jamal been banged up all year, right? And then like that alone, like when you look at the Nuggets, the thing is when you look at the Nuggets, there's a lot of continuity there.
Right.
You understand? Like even when Golden State lost Kevin Durant, everybody wondered like, will they ever win a championship? But it was so much continuity there that they didn't even have to do nothing big. They went and got A. Wiggins, turned him into an all-star, and introduced and brought Jordan Poole up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you could do that with the Nuggets. You have, I think, Chris Brown, he could do more. Then you have players there that are in place to facilitate the greatness of your play of Joker. You don't have that in Giannis. There's nobody in Milwaukee that can get him a bucket.
That's facts.
Like if you keying on Joker, you can hand it to Jamal. He'll dribble left, dribble right, and dish it to Joker. Or Russell Westbrook don't have no problem with dishing it. You see what I'm saying? There's nobody to facilitate that. So, and then, like I said, the continuity with the coaching staff and the players there, it's just, if anything, the Nuggets just need to get better and they might just need to tweak it a little bit. You might just need to say, you know what, let me get rid of Michael Porter Jr. and bring in a more consistent player. It's easier. It's easier to fix the Nuggets than it is to fix the Bucks.
That's true.
I don't see a pathway for either team, to be honest with you. Just Denver hasn't shown any interest in spending and getting and becoming a apron team. They just haven't shown that. They had a chance they won the title, and two of the pieces that they won the title with, they let go.
But they was expendable,
though. Bruce Brown was a big part of the reason why they won the title, and they let him go.
Well, I mean, they didn't let him go. I mean, somebody paid more.
They did pay him, bro. They offered him.
But yeah, same thing with Caldwell Pope.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Caldwell Pope, were those two guys were big parts of the reason why they won the title, and they left. And then the guys they brought in to replace them just weren't as good. And Russell Westbrook being Westbrook is I don't know what to say about Westbrook.
Gift and a curse. He's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, he's a gift and a curse. You love his energy and what he brings off the bench and his passion. But again, when in the clutch moments, for whatever reason, the ball finds his hands and he doesn't make. And He's blown so many fucking layups and blown It's just he cannot be a crunch time guy for them, but he is because Michael Porter has just been a dud.
To that point, Tish says Jamal Murray is the new Chris Middleton. Michael Porter Jr. is declined, and they don't have access to approve the roster. I think Jamal Murray, Chris Middleton. I don't know about that. I think, but I mean, she's not wrong. Though.
She's not wrong about Chris Middleton. I just think Jamal just need to be right. If Jamal could just stay right, that's all it is for Jamal.
Middleton couldn't stay right. He was always injured, so it's not. Honestly, it's not a bad comparison. And Michael Porter Jr. has declined quite a bit, and they don't really have assets. I'm gonna see what the Nuggets.
Right, I'm about to say they don't, because I know Jamal and Joker's not getting paid like Giannis and Dame.
This ain't wrong, yo. Like when you think about it,
you want to say that they fired their head coach?
They're not. Yeah, I don't think Jamal and I don't think Jamal and Joker's getting paid like Giannis and Dame. Dame probably got the biggest contract in the NBA, probably.
Yeah.
Joker's got 55, 59, and 62 over the next 3 years.
Okay.
Murray jumps to 50 million next year. 50, 54, 58, 62 for Murray. That's the next 4 years. That's 4 years right there, but max contract with Jamal Murray. Michael Porter, you got 38 million next year and 40 million the following year. So you still got $78 million, almost $80 million due to Michael Porter, who's been a zero in the series. Aaron Gordon signed through 29, and you know his cap number is fine for what he does. But I'm just looking at the fucking Murray Porter combination. That's a lot of money, and the productivity just hasn't been there. Murray's been great when he's been healthy, but the problem is he's just not healthy. And
I just think with how the teams are constructed, right? Denver, I really feel like, and who knows, yo? These teams, they could go in the draft and find a gem in the draft in the second round and things like that. I'm just saying, Milwaukee is in trouble. Denver Nuggets, they got a little bit of turmoil. The Nuggets, I think the Nuggets are a year away from being where the Bucks are now. Okay? Like, you got to think, last year, the Nuggets was in it. The Nuggets was there. But this has been going on with Milwaukee since they won the championship. Literally. This is the first year. No, hear me out, Trish. This is the first year that we ever questioned Denver. We've been questioning Milwaukee damn near since they won the championship.
Yeah, Nuggets are also way expensive to the Bucks. They declined the team, and see, she's saying you got excuses for the Nuggets.
No, it's not. The Nuggets was just there. The Bucks ain't really been relevant in the last, like, since they won the championship.
The Bucks just won the title like 3 years ago, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the turmoil that they've been in, like this whole what do we do with Giannis? They've been that since they won the championship. Which is why they went and tried to stretch to get Dame. You see what I'm saying? They
panic trade for Dame. They traded for Dame because they didn't know what Giannis was going to say. And they were so afraid that Giannis was going to come into the office one day and say, I cannot win championships here anymore. I need to be moved on. That they made a panic trade for Dame. And it didn't work.
It's just the only thing, the core, I just think the core, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, like that core is still together. Like those players won together, which means all you got to do, like you go get a Jordan Poole. The Golden State Warriors, they paid no money for Jordan Poole. He was a draft pick. Like I say, Chris Brown could probably step up. When you have a championship core, when you have the Spurs did it for years, they kept a championship core. When you have a championship core, that means all they really got to do is add one or two pieces. When you look at the team that Giannis won with, then you look at them now, damn near everybody gone. That matter.
But I think the point is, how are you adding those pieces? Like when you really think about what Tish is saying, it's actually the more I think about it, it's not wrong. The only thing the Nuggets do have that the Bucks do not though is their draft picks. I just looked it up. They don't have their pick this year. That pick goes to the Magic. But they do have their pick in 26. They do have their pick in 2028. They don't have it in 2027. They have their pick in 2030. So they do have their draft picks, and so there's always a chance they could hit something crazy late in the draft. You could also trade the picks and maybe bring in a piece, but that still does you have to send money out. With a lot of these new rules, trades are a little tougher, but they do have that. So that's where I would still say the Nuggets are better than the Bucks because the Bucks don't control their pick to what 2020, 2031, some crazy number like that. So, but
and what I'm saying is,
roster though, it's not wrong. If they lose in the first round,
you can get veterans, but you can get minimum vet. You get veterans that want to be a part of winning situations that'll take minimums and stuff like that in Denver. In Milwaukee, it's what I'm saying is, if we want to talk about like the money and stuff like that, yes. But I'm saying the state of the actual roster is different in Denver.
That's true.
Like all you need is a couple, like Russell Westbrook came in and damn near revived his career for real just by playing with that nucleus. Like it's easier when you have a championship core because now all I have to do is just pick out this person, pick out that person. Okay, look. Michael Porter Jr. got a big contract. You know who else got a big contract? Now you're looking for guys that are overpriced and want to move, right? That's all you're looking for now. Okay, boom. Michael Porter Jr. got a big contract. Boom, let's trade for Bradley Beal. You put Bradley Beal next to Jamal Murray. It's that easy when you have a championship core. So I get what she's saying, but Denver.
Okay for Denver to get older with vets, but the Bucks are too old when they get vets.
No, I ain't never say the Bucks are too old. I'm saying the Bucks don't have players that facilitate well around each other. I'm not talking about their youth or their age. I'm saying they don't have the roster to play together. Like Dame and Giannis is just not a good match. But Jamal Murray and Joker go perfect. You see what I'm saying? Like they have players to facilitate them. They have players to facilitate.
Jokic is like one of the smartest players in the league. So you talk about a guy with an IQ, a basketball IQ as good as anybody who's played the game. I can't compare the two teams. I think they're both in a situation where that window is closed. I mean, I think the Nuggets may have a little bit more flexibility to do some things, but I think the Bucks are done. They're done. That's a done deal. Time to trade what you can trade and start over. But I think the Nuggets could win Game 7 and go on to the next round and make some noise against the Thunder. I don't think they will, but
they might.
Yeah, Giannis was on Denver. Guess who would it be?
If you trade places, I would keep the conversation the same. I would keep the conversation the same. I would say the Bucks are worse off because now you ain't got nobody to play defense down bottom.
Yeah,
right.
Like I would say the Bucks would be worse off. I think the Bucks would be worse off if you trade Giannis and Joker. The Bucks are worse off than the Nuggets are.
But I do think that there is a world where the Clippers win Game 7. And then next year, the Nuggets sneak into the playoffs as like a 6th seed and get bounced out of the first round again. And then it's like, all right, so what's going on? I think there's a world where that scenario happens.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. I think the Nuggets are a year away. Like what she's saying about the Bucks, she brings up good points. But where the Bucks are, the Nuggets, they are a year away from that.
Right.
From being where the Bucks are. They're a year away from saying, do we break this shit up?
Chris Middleton had a high IQ, but his body
Chris Middleton's body do be giving up, bro. It be looking like it be hurting when he be running. It looked like it hurt when he run, bro.
He just body guys' bodies just give up, man. The grind of playing so deep into the year every year.
We're gonna
Just
have
you
to see
just fall
about
apart.
Jamal Murray, though. I give
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
Chris Middleton, Tish, but we're gonna have to see about Jamal Murray. We're gonna have
absolutely.
to see about Jamal Murray for sure.
Good conversation, man. This was dope. So let's see if we
Mhm.
can wrap it up here with the Rockets and the Warriors. Um, y'all both picked the Rockets. You remember how many games did y'all say? Did y'all
I
say
think I
7?
said 6. I think I said 6. I'm not sure.
I thought it'd
And
go 7.
okay, you had Rockets in 7.
Yeah, I thought the Rockets would win in 7.
Okay. I
But
had
I
Golden
really
State.
just yeah.
Okay. So game 7, how we feeling? See?
You gotta go with the experience in the game 7. I know I said Rockets in 6, but you gotta go with the experience in the game 7, man. God, and I don't want to change my pick, but I gotta be honest. The Rockets got this might be their ass bust. Like I say, Pistons got their ass bust. OKC got their ass bust. When you young with talent, you gotta get your head busted. I think I really believe this. I think a loss for the Rockets does more for them than winning. I think they need to feel that first round burn.
I don't know
That
about that.
burn. That burn. I mean, of course, theoretically, they get more playing time, they get more confidence. But losing a game 7, like in the first round, like that could make them boys go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I had them boys working tomorrow. You understand? I just know they got to get the ass bust. You got to. You got to take your lumps. And I think they're going to take their lumps in game 7. You know what I mean? The experience. I'm going to go with this experience in game 7.
Okay. So you said I had the Warriors in 6 because of experience, but now I think it's really more down to coaching. But who you got winning though? Who you got winning? Who's winning game 7? What you got, Stan?
I'm thinking Golden State. The way the series has gone, the Rockets are getting them right now, and obviously Butler is again hurt again. Biggest problem with Jimmy is the health issue, and Curry just they're beating him up,
Mm-hmm.
and they got so many guys that can run it, Kirk and stuff, and make him work. And these kids in Houston, they got some dogs out there, man. They got some dogs. Van Vliet stepped up in the
Mm-hmm.
last game.
Mm-hmm.
Amir Thompson, who I would not trade for anybody, he would be on the no trade list. Amir Thompson gonna be a top 5 defensive player for the next decade in this league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trading Amir. I'm not trading Amir Thompson for nobody. Not Durant. Not Young. Nobody. He's not in a trade. I think the Rockets are ready. They played hard. They battled back. They were down 3-1. They tied the series. Pressure's on Golden State, and the game's gonna be in Houston. Game 7's gonna be in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But just that championship DNA of the Warriors, man. They still got Steph. They still got Draymond. Kerr's on his bench. Jimmy can always just take his game to another level when he has to. I'm gonna say the Warriors take Game 7. I just
Steve Kerr's been getting out coached his whole coaching. Listen, I ain't even gonna talk about Steve Kerr, bro. Steve Kerr is the worst winningest coach ever. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But maybe the Rockets has figured him out though.
I think they have, which is why
Like
I'm gonna be alone on the island on this one. But I'm changing. I'm going with the Rockets in Game 7. I'm taking the youth. I'm taking the momentum. I'm taking the home team.
the confidence. They
Like
confident as hell too.
these last couple games, man. They done found something, and like going into the series, the concern I had for Golden State was the fact that they were going into it beat up, and they're an older team, and they're playing one of the more physical teams in the West. And for the early part of the series, it seemed like that wasn't mattering, but like right now, it's mattering. Like they are beating them up, and like I said, man, they got the momentum. and they at home in Game 7, man.
That boy Shea Goon. That boy Shea Goon.
That dude is amazing, amazing. And I knew it going into it, but he can dress too, man. You see that outfit, man? Yeah, like that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I don't really rock with a lot of the fashion for young people now. But like, damn, all right, that's not bad. That ain't bad right there. But yeah, I'm taking the Rockets in Game 7. I'm gonna take the Rockets. Warriors so and beat up. Yeah, the first one to make. I agree with
Steph Curry out. I never count Steph Curry out though. I'm sorry I can't count him out.
I can't do it.
I can't count him out. In the Game 7 too, with everything on the line.
Yeah.
Like and then, like I say, them young boys, they never been in the Game 7. Now they could have figured something out, and they could, and the skill and the hard work and the dedication can propel them past Golden State. And Ime Udoka is like a top 5 coach to me in terms of X's and O's, making adjustments. The man he just knows basketball. Yep. You gotta hide your wife, but he knows basketball. What I'm saying is, I'm gonna just go with the experience, man. And that's really what it is, Tish. I don't have no X's and O's and no the breakdowns and no like this guy's better than that guy and they expose Golden State this way. No, it's just flat out. It's a Game 7. I'm gonna go with the guys that's been there 500-600 times, rather than the guys who's just stepping into that light. So, and I think it's right. I think if the basketball gods get it right, the Rockets will lose because they have to learn. And who else to show you who else to teach you how to win in a big game than guys who've played nothing but big games the last 13 years, damn it.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And honestly, like you saying that does make sense as far as the experience. But I don't know, man. These last few games, man, it's looking funny in the light for Golden State right now. It really is. Like these last couple games, I don't know. And again, they at home. They got the momentum. I mean, they kind of look like they got the health. Because I don't know, Jimmy Butler. I mean, I don't know.
I'm about to say that. I'm about to say this is the time where Jimmy Butler has one of them 27 point triple-double games, bro. This is what he's doing.
And if he didn't,
Jimmy can elevate his game.
So hobbled, I would think it's coming, but I don't know.
That injury shit, don't worry about. Because Jimmy is not an explosive player. He scores in a phone booth anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't like he has to be athletic and jump over people like Ja Morant. You could just give him the ball. He can jab, step, jumper, and get it right then and there. You know, so the guy that has to do something tonight, I can't never pronounce his name, bro. Podziemski?
Yes. Yep. That's it. I think
like they're gonna need 18 to 20 out of him tonight because he's gonna get a lot of good looks. He's gonna get open looks. So he's gonna have to make him pay.
Do you think Steph Curry looked cooked since that Tish said he's looked cooked the last 2 games? Yeah, honestly. I'm wondering if he has an injury too. Yeah.
He does. His thumb.
That's right. His thumb. That's right. Yeah.
His thumb is jacked up. Yeah, he's not healthy.
That's all right. That's all right. He's gonna do some steroids today. It's a Game 7. He's gonna do some steroids. He ain't even gonna feel his hand. He gonna go out there and get a cortisone shot in his wrist. He's not even gonna feel his hand. He's just gonna be doing this.
I'm looking forward to that. What time is that one? I'm looking forward to that game.
That game is on Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah,
okay.
Sunday game, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Guess we will leave it there, man. Anything else you guys wanna say before we get out of here?
This is what I want to say to anybody that's watching this. Yo, if you haven't watched it outside of basketball, please watch Conor Benn, Chris Eubanks Jr. It's the greatest fight of our generation, Reggie. I know, like, Gotti Ward wasn't our generation. You know what I mean? Gotti Ward was like the generation right before us. Conor Benn and Chris Eubanks Jr. It's a fight that started with their fathers 30 years ago. And they picked it up now. They picking it up themselves. So, yeah, yo, make sure Conor Benn, Chris Eubanks Jr. EUBANKS, Chris Eubanks Jr. Yo, man, best fight of our generation, bro. Best fight of our generation.
Boxing has got to. I know off topic. Boxing has got to do a better job of like promoting, and they've got to do a better. Remember they I feel like this a few years back they had the boxing that was coming on NBC. Remember they had that? They had like no fight. I think like Brian Garcia and I can't think of the dude's name, but they had a fight. It was on free TV.
It Luke Campbell.
Yes, it was on free TV. It's like, and it got high ratings. So like, there's still very much an interest in boxing in this country, but it's like they don't promote it to where it can get there. It's they just don't, man. And it's like, to me, UFC took off when they got the contract to put fights on regular TV. Because prior to that, because you remember like watching like wrestling, when you would look like the pay-per-views, you would see the UFC fights. You always look at it. That looks interesting. Oh shit, we got to pay $50 to watch it though. So it's like you don't really want to just pay $50 to try something, right? But when they put it on regular TV, you could watch like replays of old fights, and they would play like, you know, lower fights. People was like, oh, I do fuck with this. And then people started, that's when it took off. You got to put some, I know you can't put like the big fights on regular TV, but you got to put some solid fights on
and then they had stuff like the Ultimate Fighter, let you see what was going on behind closed doors and stuff. Yeah, it was a lot. But I'm just saying, if you want to see a good fight, like a brawl, like it was some Rocky shit. It was some real life Creed shit. Remember how Michael B. Jordan fought the dude's son that killed his father? Yo, it was some real life Creed shit. Real shit.
I'm gonna see if I can find the fight and watch it. Looks like it's on YouTube. Is it just one fight, or was it a rematch? Or
no, it's one fight. Conor Benn and Chris Eubanks Jr.
Okay, check it out. Stan, anything you want to add on that? No, we talk about boxing now. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, boxing needs to do a better job of promoting the sport and finding new stars, young stars, and stop relying on circus freaks and clown shows and the Pauls and all that crap.
But it's getting back to that. It's getting back to what Stan talking about, like fighters fighting. It's getting back to that. It really is, bro. It really is.
Yeah, enough with the circus, the sideshows, and the clowns, and the goofs, and the Pauls, and that kind of crap. Yeah, the old people fighting. Nobody wants to see that shit. Like, it's fine. It's time. They need to promote their young fighters. Find somebody who can be a star and push the shit out of them. And again, I like boxing, but I just haven't been interested in it for years.
Hey, Stan, if you want a good fight, if you want to watch a good fight, watch that Conor Benn and Chris Eubanks. The ref says, all right, let's fight. From the time he say let's fight, they come out. Like from the first, bro, you're gonna be like, when you watch the first round, you're gonna be like, damn, they getting straight to it, bro. Damn, they getting straight to it. They got straight to it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
Check it out.
Looks like it's the fight is on YouTube, but hopefully it's not like sometimes I pull up fights on YouTube. It don't be the whole fight. It'd be like
it's a whole fight on YouTube. I just watched it yesterday again. It's so good, bro.
Okay, it's on Ring Magazine. Is that where it's on?
I'm gonna send you a link that I sent.
Yeah, send that to me. But yeah, I just think that you gotta like put stuff like that on TV so people can watch it, so they can get back into boxing. You feel what I'm saying? That's kind of and it's too many belts too. WBC.
Hell yeah! It was always 4 belts for each division: WBO, IBF, WBC, and the IBA. I think.
It's always fucking stupid.
Now it's like 30 belts. It's a Ring Magazine belt. It's a ESPN Magazine belt. There's too many belts.
Yeah. All right, so let's end the live there, fellas. We off topic now, but appreciate y'all for coming through. Tish, appreciate the love with the chats. Appreciate that, and till next time.
All right, guys.
Later.